Hey guys, thanks for joining me on the first episode here of Programming Java the Easy Way. Today's lesson, we're going to cover what Java is and how to write a Java program. So basically, we'll go through what Java is exactly, how it works, who created it, a couple other little details. And then we're going to talk about how to write an actual Java program. So I'm going to show you guys, do a live demonstration here and show you exactly how to set up your computer to get ready to write a Java program and how to write one. The burning question, what is Java? Well, it's a computer programming language, as you already know, and it's a platform, which we'll explain in a little more detail a little later. But basically, it was conceived in June of 1991. I know, a long time ago, right? Released in the year 1995. It is described as an object-oriented, class-based, concurrent, secured, and general-purpose computer programming language. I'll explain that in a little more detail, too. It was created by James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Naughton. But the takeaway from this slide, though, is that it was designed to be write once, run anywhere. So back in the good old days, when you wrote a computer program before Java came along, when you wrote that program, it had to run on the same type of machine. Now that Java's around, you can write a program on Windows, let's say, and it'll run on a Linux or a Mac. It's just the bee's knees. And since it's write once, run anywhere, it allows you to make a lot of different types of applications. So you can make a standalone app to run on your desktop, or a web app to run in your web browser, or an enterprise app you can distribute to your whole company, or even mobile apps you can run on a mobile phone. So as you can see, Java has a lot of cool features. One of the coolest ones to me is the multi-threading, the portability, meaning you can run an app without even having to install it first after you create it, and the fact that it's platform independent, meaning that you can write it on one computer and take it to another computer and it just works. Just really cool stuff. So remember earlier I was saying Java was a platform and a programming language. Well, the platform component of it actually has three different parts, which are the Java Development Kit, which is what actually does the programming, the actual tools you use to program, the Java Runtime Environment, which includes a class loader, which I'll go over later, and the virtual machine, and the actual virtual machine itself, which runs your Java code after you code it. So now that we have a little information on how the platform works, we can look at what happens when we compile our code. Well, looking at this chart, you can see that when you write your code, it goes into the compiler, which compiles it into bytecode. The bytecode gets fed into the just-in-time compiler, and then is deciphered further into native code. All right, you made it this far. Let's go ahead and get our hands dirty and install Java. Okay, so I'm on a Windows 10 computer, gonna fire up my favorite web browser here and cruise on over to Google and do a Google search for Java SE, Java space SE. Should be the first result there from oracle.com. Go ahead and click on that. And it should bring us to the Java page. On the right there, you're gonna just go under Oracle JDK, click that JDK download. Then you just need to scroll on down and download your version. I'm using Windows 10, so I'm going to do the Win x64 installer there. So that says JDK 16. If you look at the top there, the screen it says Java SE Development Kit 16. Just want to point that out because it's going to be relevant in a little bit here. So let's go ahead and download that. And I believe it's 178 megs, something around there, something to that effect. Just make sure you have the space, and really you need like 64 megs of hard drive space to run this, 64 megs of RAM or more to run this, which is just any computer nowadays, so shouldn't be a problem. So once it's done downloading, go ahead and double click it to install it. Click yes on that. It's going to go ahead and run the installer here, and you can basically next through all of it. Nothing too special here to really read. So we're going to go ahead and install. And then just go ahead and close that. And so the next thing we need to do here is set the environment system variable path. It's pretty easy to do. Oracle says you have to do it, so let's just get it out of the way. So go to the control panel. I just hit start and type control panel. And then go to system and security. And then go to system. And then on the right over there, you're going to go to advanced system settings on the right. So go ahead and click on that. Then you're going to go to environment variables. And make sure you're changing the system path variable at the bottom here. I'll double click that guy. And so we're just going to go ahead and add a new path. It's going to be, I believe, // program space files /Java /JDK-16 or whatever JDK you're using. I installed 16. That's why I told you to look at which one you're installing. So if it's JDK-17, type that instead. And then just a /bin, and then click OK. And then that's that. So now we got to test it by opening a command prompt and typing the word Java or Java C. So go to start, type CMD and type enter, and just type in the words Java and press enter. And it should spit this stuff back out at you. Do the same thing for the phrase Java C. It should do the same thing. Once it does that, you know you're good to go. All right, guys, what you've been waiting for, how to write some code. Let's do it. So first things first, you got to create a text file, but it's going to be a .java extension. So just right-click on your desktop, create a new text file, and then just delete all that. Give it a name. I called mine hello world.java. Hello world.java. Once you're done with that, just right-click on it now and click Edit. Now you'll open the notepad. And from here, we're just going to type in some code. Pretty simple stuff. We'll explain it in the next video. Don't worry about what it does exactly. Just go ahead and get it typed in. So basically, just make a public class called Hello World. Put in your open and close curly cues, and then just put all this stuff in the middle there. And again, I'll link a link to what do you call it? Pastebin. So you guys can just copy and paste it from Pastebin if you want to. So let's go ahead and keep typing all this in here. System.out.print new line. And we're going to do a hello world. And we're good. So, got to save this. Now we're going to open another command prompt. And this time, we're going to go to our folder. And we're going to type in the word Java C space hello world.java. And it's going to compile our application. Now we can run it by typing Java space hello world.java. And there you go. You made your first computer program. Well, guys, I hope you learned something today. If you have any comments or questions or anything, just drop them in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one.